Good morning, everybody. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning and I'm up at the bee yard and I'm just looking at my two hives. Now, I released a short yesterday where I thought one of my hives had swarmed, and I'm not 100% sure if it was a swarm from one of my hives or from a feral colony, but these two boxes, basically the bottom boxes are empty and the top boxes have got frames from hives from last year which have got no resources in at all. There's 10 frames in the top box, and those 10 frames in each of the top boxes were actually in my basement last year, and wax moth kind of made a mess of them. So while it was the end of winter, early spring, I brought them outside, killed the wax moth, and then I cleaned out all of the debris from them, and I just left them there with an empty box on the bottom, and now it looks like a colony has moved in. Now, like I say, I'm not 100% sure if they've come from one of these two colonies. It's possible. Now, I'm standing here with no suit on right now, but I'm planning to suit up and get some resources, because I had 3 dead outs after winter, and those dead out frames I ended up putting in boxes like this one. So in here I have some frames with open cells and honey, and those are hopefully, well, the wax moth couldn't get to them. So I have about 7 boxes like that, each with about 7 or 8 frames in. So I'm going to give some of those frames to this colony, and if I do an inspection today, which I may well do, I may get a frame of eggs out of one of these colonies and give them some eggs and some brood. That way that will kind of lock them in. They've got some work to do, they've got some honey, they've got some comb for the queen to lay in, and some brood to look after. So that's my plan. Stick around. This box doesn't have an inner cover, so I'm going to give it an inner cover, and I'm going to give it some feed to give them some extra resources for building their hive, and I also have some frames with some honey and some honeycomb that they can utilize, so I'm going to give them some of that today. I'm going to give them at least 4 frames. Let's see what have I got here. So I've got this frame with honey and nectar, which I'm going to give to them. So that one, I don't want bees coming into this box. That one's got some mold on it, but it's got lots of open. They can clean that up, I think. That's got some comb on it. And there's lots of honey and nectar and comb on this. So I'm going to give them these frames and see how they like that. So let's get the top cover off. Oh, there is actually a top cover on, but it's the wrong size. It's an 8 frame. So it had this slightly smaller top cover on. I'm going to give them a new top cover. It was stuck to the telescoping cover. So looking down here, how many bees do I see? There's bees in here and here. I'm just not 100% sure what's going on here, because if it is a swarm, it's a very, very small swarm. take this frame out. Oh, there is actually frames in the bottom as well. So there is actually some fairly decent comb for them to work on. There could well be some wax moth in here again. Maybe they are just robbing this out, but it does seem like there's a lot of bees in here. Well, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Not 100% sure. So I've got honey here, open comb here, open comb and a little bit of mold. They can take care of that. It's the possibly from dead bees and also from pollen that's gone bad. I just hope this is the right move. I hope this is a swarm. I didn't think there was really anything worth robbing out, so I can't imagine that it's not a swarm. It's not like bees are leaving here and going to another hive that I'm aware of. Let's just have a look at the bottom box. There is a ball of bees down there. What are they doing? They've got something there. That's something they're working on. I'm not 100% convinced. Oops. Sorry, girls. Didn't mean to drop that in there. Not 100% convinced. I don't know. Not 100% convinced that it's a swarm actually. There's not a ton of bees in there at all. So let's put this in there and see what happens. I'm not going to put any brood in there actually, because I'm not convinced that this is actually a swarm. If it is, it's an extremely small one. I mean, that is possible, that it's just a small swarm. I know the swarm I had last year was pretty big. So there's frames of honey, pollen and nectar in there now. I'm going to put this feeder on top. Like I say, I'm not 100% convinced. In the meantime, I'm going to do a full inspection on hive number 1. And then maybe later we'll do the other hive, but for now I want to do a complete inspection really on both of them. Now they've had 2 treatments, 2 weekends of oxalic acid for mite control. It looks like they've taken all of their liquid feed. There's just a little bit left. Take this box off. So this box, we can set the other boxes on top of this box as we remove them. I haven't got smoke. I should get smoke. So we'll take the top off of this hive. This has got a shim as well as this feeder board. And under the shim I put a honeybee healthy feeder. Oh wow. There's a lot of bees on this. There's a lot of bees here. Which is right where that feeder was. So, hey, we'll knock these girls down. And they're off the lid. There's just a couple now. A little bit of wax that they're building up. We don't need that up there. Now I put this pollen in a piece of Swiffer pad to hopefully capture any beetles, but there's no beetles on it, so that's a sign that maybe there aren't too many beetles in here. And the bees are very calm, which makes me think they're queen right, because if they didn't have a queen, they might be a little bit more agitated. Also, their numbers might be less. Well, they would be less if they had swarmed. Their numbers would be less. There seems to be a lot of bees in here, so let's smoke these girls down. And we'll get the shim off. The homemade shim. It's just 2 inches, 3/4 inch stock. We'll get this piece of Swiffer pad out. A couple of dead beetles, but not much. And this is where, I believe it was in this hive the other week when I did an inspection. Come on girls, get out of the way. Yeah, I believe that there was a ton of beetles under this last inspection. I saw one beetle just then, but only one. So that's good. Right, I'm going to take out these end frames because there's nothing on them at all. Nothing, no comb drawn out. No comb drawn out on that. Or the next one. No comb drawn out on it either. Okay, so no comb, no comb. Third frame in. I see honeycomb drawn out, no eggs, nothing on this side. I'm going to shim this over and I'm going to put every frame right up against that one. Yeah, they're very calm, so that's a sign that they're likely queen right. 4th frame in. I see a couple of beetles. 3 beetles. Let's get them. That's 1. 2, 3, 4. I saw another one somewhere. I don't see it now. I killed 3 or 4 there anyway. On here I see nectar only. Lots of drawn comb here. Oh, there's another beetle. It's a dead beetle now. It's white foundation. I don't see eggs. Lots of bees though. Lots and lots of bees. I guess I could smoke them down a bit more. Off this frame. There's one of my wooden hole fillers for the cap for the top frame, the feeder frame. Better grab that, it's laying down in there. This frame is pollen and nectar. There was a beetle there. Went around the other side. I don't see it now. Open cells, no eggs. There's some brood there, some cap larvae, and some open larvae. Let me just grab that if I can. You know, I'll get it in a minute. When I take this, I'll take this top box off, I'll grab it then. Okay, so we got cap brood and open larvae on that frame. Lots of pollen coming in. This hive I thought had swarmed, but now I'm thinking it didn't. Maybe they are just rubbing that out, that other hive. But I've just given them more stuff to to rub out now. I have to keep an eye on them, I guess. I'm being buzzed right now. Get rid of this little bit of beeswax. Ooh. What do we got here? Oh. We got brood. We got capped worker brood and drone brood. Open larvae. She's backfilled open larvae where the bees have emerged. I see, yeah, no other issues really. There's full of bees, absolutely full of bees. I don't see any peanuts up here, no queen cells. I think the queen here is doing a fantastic job. She is a queen from last year, which I believe is that green. I think that's a green from 2024. 2024. This was such a weak colony that I managed to rescue last year from dying out. They were down to 3 frames of bees and no eggs, no brood, no nothing. And I managed to introduce a queen that they accepted. And now this year they're just booming. I'm just having a quick look around, see if I can see a queen. Now I think I reversed these boxes in this one last week. Pretty sure I did, 2 weeks ago. I put the top box, which was full of eggs and brood, to the bottom, and the one at the bottom that didn't have a lot going on I put to the top. Well, now I have brood up here. Seem to remember the brood in the bottom box, or in the box that is now on the bottom, had a lot of brood in it. So these girls, if they're not swarming yet, they're gonna want to swarm. I'm just gonna look. I haven't seen any sign of swarm cells. Maybe you've seen them and I just missed them completely. There's a beetle. Way down in that cell, there's one there too. Killed that one. Killed that one. Killed that one. That's 3 beetles that I've just killed. I don't see any brood on this frame, just open cells. So I haven't actually seen any young eggs yet. There's another beetle. There's another beetle. Kill them beetles when you can, because they're a pain in the neck. Yeah, I haven't seen any eggs up here yet, so I'm not sure where our queen is right now. Hopefully, it'd be nice if she's in the bottom box. But she'll be jumping back and forth, I would imagine. These N2 frames don't have a lot going on. Very light. Little bit of new comb there. Nothing that she's going to lay in. Nothing on this side. And the last frame has nothing going on. So yeah, this hive, the top box, I swapped the top box to the bottom last time I was in here, which I believe was 2 weeks ago. So now I'm just shimming all of these over at the same time, so that I can put the frames that I took out back where they came from, which was this side. So they're back in there. Let's just okay, so that's good. Now what I'll do is I'll put the feeder board on. This is temporary because I got some, I want to put some Swiffer pads on and such. Now there's an oil trap in here, so I don't want, oh no, I took the oil trap out, so that has to go back in as well at some point. But you don't want to lay these down when they've got an oil trap. That's pretty heavy. Yep, that's pretty heavy. So now this shouldn't have been left in here last week, or the other week. That's for the top board, for the feeder board. And we have an oil trap. Let's get some smoke on these. It's another full box of bees. Let's see if there's any come on girls, get out of the way. beetles under that oil. There's no bees in the oil trap. There's a mint there still. Surprised they didn't eat that. Normally they would. So let's get the Swiffers out. I'll put some new Swiffers in. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this box off temporarily so I can clean the bottom board, because I haven't done that, and I got a feeling that there's some dead bees on the bottom board. Actually, it's not too bad. That's right, it was the other one I looked at and there were dead bees on the bottom board. This one's pretty good. It's pretty clean. I'll put that back. I'll take this first frame out. There's some comb, some drawn comb on both sides, a little tiny bit of honey. This one. Now I'm working the other way from where I did the last time. So I worked from this side to that side on the top box, and now this side to that side on the bottom box. This frame, ooh, look at that. Nectar and honey. And this side is a fully framed, fully capped frame of honey. And one beetle. One dead beetle. I'm going to put that right to the edge, and then we'll end up pushing those all the way over. Let's get some smoke on these again. See if we can push them down a bit. All capped honey on this side, which needs to be in the top box, not the bottom box. Open larvae and honey and pollen, but no eggs. Slow motion. Bees are very calm. That's great. This one, grab the frame. Lots of open cells. I don't see any eggs. It's interesting. There's a queen cup there. Nothing in it. I'm going to leave it there for now, just in case they need it. It's a swarm cell though, it's not a supersedure. I don't see any eggs. A little bit of brood. Haven't seen any eggs, which is a little concerning because I've been through most of the hive now. This is a light frame. There is open larvae. Oh, I see eggs on this frame. Okay, so there's eggs on the top of this frame. I see a drone. First time I've seen a drone this year. I'm going to look and see if I can find the queen. Scanning for the queen. It'll be nice to see her because I haven't seen her yet. She may well have ran underneath. brood and larvae on this side too. I don't see eggs on this side. Open larvae though. Come on, Queenie, where are you? Well, there's eggs laying on this side here, so that's 2 days. 2 to 3 days. So she may not be on this frame, she may be on the next frame over. So she's been down here within the last day or two. So when I moved her, when I changed the boxes, that's kind of what I was hoping, that I would move her down. Because I don't want her so much laying on the top box, I want her laying on the bottom box. Lots of cat brood and open larvae on this frame. I don't think there's eggs on this frame though. It's looked like 3-4 day old open larvae. Open larvae. Cat brood. She's doing a good job. I'd like to see her. I'd like to find her. There she is. There she is, folks. She's right here. Well, that's all of the time I have today to go in the bee yard. It's become overcast and it's kind of spitting a little bit. But this hive here, I'm not 100% sure. I'm kind of thinking now that it's not a swarm, or if it was a swarm, maybe they've gone, or I don't know. But I do know that they didn't come out of that hive, and that was the hive I thought they came out of. I found the queen in that hive today, so they've got a ton of brood and a ton of bees. So I ended up giving them a third box. They're going to have to work on that. That's going to give them a lot of work to do, to work on that. They've got to clean the comb, fix the comb, build the comb, and then they're going to be busy. So worker bees are going to move up, whereas the baby bees are going to stay down below. They're going to take care of the brood. This hive I didn't get into yet today, this one, because the weather's not cooperating. So anyway, that's all I have time for today. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Really appreciate it. I'm over 300 subscribers now, which is really cool. So thanks for stopping by, thanks for watching, and if we get more time this weekend, I will definitely get into the other hive and see what's going there, see if I can find the queen in that one also. Like I say, I was kind of hoping that that was a swarm, but I'm kind of having my doubts now. But now I've given them a ton of honey, so now they are going to rob it out. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Take care now. Bye.